Hello, and welcome to Shadow Patch Notes, a series where we take the latest patch and discuss all the hidden tweaks and changes that didn't quite make the spotlight. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And stick around until the end of the video to see how you can win a MISC Prospector mining ship. Alright, let's jump right in. The patch notes vaguely mentioned a balance pass for salvage, bounty, and assassination mission types. So what does this mean? Well, obsidian hides have been completely removed from the salvage mission cargo loot pool. These were worth about 220k and were the main target of a duplication exploit in 319.0, likely causing their removal. Grasping weevil eggs are still in, however, and they're worth over 100k. Thankfully, they also removed a lot of the unsellable cargo, such as raw ore, from the loot pool. Speaking of salvage cargo, these random SCU cargo boxes have also been added to bounty and assassination missions. So the next time you take down an enemy Cutlass, Valkyrie, Reclaimer, or Hammerhead on your ERTs, be sure to check that cargo hold afterwards. You just might find some valuable loot. Running low on funds trying to kit out your ships? Well, worry not, my financially frugal friend. There's an easy way to save hundreds of thousands of Alpha UEC on all of your ships. Let's say you want some spiffy new size 5 weapons for your Connie. These can typically cost north of 100 grand for a pair. But we're gonna do this the smart way. Just accept one of the derelict Reclaimer missions and pull the size 5 weapons off of the top turret. After you attach these to your ship, you can then save your loadout in the loadout manager on your Moby. Just detach the component, save, reattach, and save again. And just like that, you got a nice new weapon upgrade absolutely free. You can also use the new salvage contracts to kit out smaller ships with weapons as well. Once you save them in the loadout manager, they're yours forever, even on insurance claims. Speaking of the loadout manager, you can also duplicate FPS weapons in this same way. Just leave them in your weapon rack and save the vehicle loadout on your Moby. The next time you claim your ship, you will see an exact copy of the weapon you saved in the rack, attachments and all. As a side note, you can also repair your ships and instantly receive another copy of the weapon, although this does affect your repair price, which leads me to believe that this is a system SIG seems to be working on internally, rather than a complete fluke of a bug. You can even dupe railguns in certain ships, like the Corsair, Cutter, Hercules M2 and A2, and the 890 Jump. Let me know in the comments if I missed any ships that can do this. A quick repair in the hangar and you can make these weapons on repeat. Rest in peace to the player-run trade economy though. On the mining side of things, you no longer need to rotate mining bags to get them attached to the ship. A nice quality of life change to keep things smooth moving forward. And this will be especially helpful now thanks to a little secret trick to improving your Prospector's performance. Mole bags placed onto the Prospector currently add an additional 16 SCU of space to the ship, taking you from 32 SCU up to 48. This is something that also carries over if you save the vehicle with the new bags in the loadout manager and claim the ship. You will have the increased cargo capacity every single time you pull it out. It's also been really cool to see some of the wild mining operations people have been getting up to with these new changes. Check out this really cool caterpillar operation. Let's just hope CIG takes a break from the constant events for 5 seconds so we can all actually play the game itself and do stuff like this for a bit. And there's one final duplication abomination. You can duplicate any armor set using a Drake Mule. Just head on over to an outpost with a platinum bay, pull out a mule, drop your armor pieces on the floor, and then place each piece on the outer racks of the vehicle. I'm sure you can guess where this is going. Store, Manager app, claim. It seems like the vehicle loadout manager is the real MVP this patch. This next tip came as a comment from Reinhard Van Wyck on our last video. Not sure when exactly this was added, but you can now create a marker to get back to your ship, whether it's destroyed or not. Open the Moby glass, click Missions, Beacon, Personal, Transport, and select your ship. The last ship you use will always be at the top. You will need one more person to help you get there though. This is especially useful if you ever get lost from your main ship. With snub ships being the hot topic of Invictus this year, this seemed like a really important tip to get out to you guys. It's also been very helpful for racing using the Carrack as a respawn point. We had a huge host of improvements to the ASOP terminals in 19.1. Delivery time for ships is now 0. This is especially nice considering the claim timers, which we'll get into a little later. They also fixed the desyncing of terminals when players would disconnect from them, which led to all of the dead terminals you were seeing up until now. And best of all, they fixed the wrong selection ship index when moving the mouse after having pressed a button. The amount of times I accidentally claimed my mole and lost all of my modules was honestly ridiculous. Really glad this one's finally fixed. The character repair tool is back online, although it does not appear to help anyone who is unstowed get back into the game. The new RSI Lynx has a honkable horn, and a dampened storage container to hide your party favors. 30k recovery is back. You can once again haul cargo risk-free. Mostly. Just a few important notes on this. The ship will often be returned to your home planet, so you'll have to go there to get it. It can take up to 10 minutes for the recovery ledger to kick in, so don't claim your ship right away if it says to claim. And 3, and this one surprised me a bit, if you had cargo on the ship, it may not show up on the commodity terminals until you pull the ship out into the hangar. This happened to me twice at Orison and scared the crap out of me. Looks like claim timers were adjusted again in 3.19.1. These changes seem to affect the high end of ships, with smaller ships remaining mostly unchanged, while still eliminating all instant claim timers from the game. I've said my thoughts on this a few times, but basically I feel like claim timers are a bad way to go. If you are going to do it, I feel like affecting small ships is the wrong way to go about it. Basically, if you're going to wait for a long ship, you're going to wait anyway, right? You're gonna go do something else. But if you're taking a ship from 0 seconds waiting to waiting a minute, that's a huge difference. You're now going to actually stand there and waste a minute that you otherwise would not have. So this is a weird one for me, but at least it's a little better now. NPCs have reportedly been improved so they no longer stand on chairs and tables. But I'm pressing X to doubt on this one. The community has been turning Starfarers into Mirai Fury carriers. Once attached to the physics grid where the tanks were, you can even quantum travel with them as well. This is really cool once you consider the tiny fuel tank size and lack of QT on the Fury. I'm hoping this stays in the game, as this is easily the best way to roll around with these Furies at the moment. And that'll do it for this episode of Shadow Patch Notes. So, were any of these changes news to you? What are your thoughts on duplicating FPS weapons? And what have you mainly been doing in 3.19 so far? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're interested in the MISC Prospector giveaway, just be a subscriber here on YouTube and head on over to my Twitch channel, where you can find the link to enter, twitch.tv/the5star. Come on by and say hi. Alright everybody, I'll catch you on the flip flop. Peace out.